You know, the question always is, what exactly is Sasquatch, Bigfoot? Is it a holdover from the prehistoric age? Is it something spiritual? Is it something that can move between dimensions? Those are questions. Sometimes you get the question about the aliens. Who knows? Until we actually find out, we don't know. A number of years ago, I went down on an expedition, a Bigfoot expedition, with the Quinny Sasquatch guys. They're phenomenal guys, really good guys. We went down to Massachusetts, where we met up with the Vogel brothers. These guys are fantastic, with BFRO, that's Bigfoot Research Organization. This was a lengthy weekend, so there was a lot of things this weekend that were pretty impressive. I want to focus in on one thing. The second night, we went to this clearing. Now, there was a little body of water between the clearing and another clearing, and you could walk around the outside. And the night before, the group that was there had seen in the rain something walking back and forth on the other side of where this water was, upright, looked like an animal, tall, very big. Of course, there's some questions about that we wanted to investigate. So we went back the next night, myself and Tim Vogel, who, again, one of the Vogel brothers, standout guy, gravelly voice, straight out of a combat movie. This guy is the real deal. We went across to this space about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning with one of the Quinny guys, Chris. I'm just sure we were looking for it 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. There wouldn't have been anything we could see, and to be honest, the forest was quite thick. So we were looking around it, and with our flashlights, is there something there we could see, some sort of evidence, footprint, as you'd see with Bigfoot, or you'd like to see with Bigfoot. We decided it was time to move on. So I asked him, I said, I do paranormal research, I do ghost hunting. I have K2 meters, EMF readers, they measure electromagnetic fields. Would you mind if I maybe tried something like that? And he said, absolutely. We went to a specific spot, a bit of a clearing, and I turned on this K2 meter. It doesn't have a lot of distance, it doesn't have a ton of functionality, but it's good for short range electromagnetic fields, detecting them. And we had nothing, and I did the basic conversation you would whenever you're at a ghost investigation, a spirit investigation. I asked if there's anybody here who wants to speak to us, let us know. Whether it's a spirit in the woods, if it's an entity, if it's Sasquatch, if it's Bigfoot, we want to talk to you. We're his friends, we want to communicate with you. Please make a noise. And things were dead quiet, and you can imagine 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, things are very quiet in the middle of the forest, eerily so. And we heard in the distance a knock. Tim looked at me and he said, what do we do? I said, well, let's make sure what we're dealing with first. A knock in the woods at 1 o'clock in the morning typically is a knock in the woods at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, well, we'll ask if they can do it again. So I said, if that was you and you're trying to communicate with us, make that noise again. And it did. We moved towards where we believed that knock was coming from. Well, this part of the story I always struggle with because it just seems so far-fetched, but I can't deny it happened. But as we walked towards that spot, myself, Tim, and Chris, where we thought the noise is coming from, up ahead, about 15 feet away from us, where we kind of stopped, and 10 feet in the air was a glowing white orb. And I wish that I didn't see it because I sound unhinged when I say it, but nonetheless, this is true, and I can't deny it. I can't not say it happened. And it started to drift towards us over our heads and shot up through the canopy of the forest. We have a recording of us swearing as we reacted to seeing this light. And as we made our way out, it was pretty astonishing, and I'd never seen anything like that. The only time I'd seen an orb was in a couple investigations, and even then, a true orb, in real time is hard to find. And I maybe 3 or 4 my whole entire investigative experience, but at that point, probably 1 or 2. So this is really unusual in the middle of the forest at nighttime, and it just didn't make sense. It wasn't tracking for me. As we were walking out, we agreed, maybe this is something we don't want to tell other people. It was so out there As we got back to where the rest of the group was, because we did leave them where they were on the other side of that body of water, a few of those guys came over, and in particular Nick had said, and he asked, did you guys see that light in the forest? And so now we had some validation, like, yes, we did. And what they saw was a light traveling through the forest, and they couldn't tell at what height. And then it shot up through the canopy of the forest, so that would have been where we were. And then it did a couple of circles above the top and then shot off. What does that tell you about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, orbs, entities, aliens, interdimensional beings? I have no idea. Just makes me want to go back for more.